Yes, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV with your boys Dave and Jacob, bringing you your pre-match pump-up. I do apologise. I miscalculated the time. I thought it was half three, not three. So I do apologise on that. So it'll be a small bit of a shorter show today, and that's only me to blame. So if you're looking for anyone to blame, that is me. But look, it's a big game today. We're away at Old Trafford, 4:30 kickoff, and we need a big win today. A big win will definitely put Tottenham in the title sort of conversation, hopefully by the media and pundits and stuff like that. Andrew already said in his pre-match press conference that he believes, what did he say? Well, we're only a point behind Arsenal and they're in it. So, interesting.
Yeah, how are we not?
Yeah, exactly, Jacob. But look, my man, first of all, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing really well, man. It's a beautiful, sunny, cold morning here in El Paso, Texas. Everyone in the States, hope we're, getting our caffeines, getting our little bit of breads. I got some leftover pancakes from last night I've been munching on for breakfast. So not the healthiest breakfast, but you know what? The spirits are high and my mood is pretty good going into this because honestly, I know historically Old Trafford is not very nice to us, Dave, but history don't matter when you got Ange Postecoglou right now. And I think right now is the perfect time for us to go to Old Trafford, to go and play Ten Hag's boys. I don't know if they're playing the Ajax style. He said they're playing the United way. It don't look like the United way to me, but whatever way they're playing, I think it bodes well for us. They think that the way that we play bodes well for them. I had a nice preview yesterday with some United fans, and look, they're pretty confident about it because it was their historically famous manager who once coined the phrase, "It's only Tottenham, lads." So, hey, keep that same energy when we're dunking on your head top. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm doing well. That's a long way of saying it. I'm doing well, Dave.
No, it's good to see. It's good to see. I'm just trying to see if I can see Kulu coming in here off the bus into the dressing room. And I haven't seen him, which would be interesting because I know there were some rumors about whether he was sick or not, and the lineups will be out in 3 minutes' time. So we'll get on to it. But you know what, though, Jacob? Look, I do think a lot of the historic sort of, you see that stat we've, 22 games or something like that. We've only won a couple. But, I would say that has started to change a little bit over recent times. And I like to go off recent history. A lot of that stats has to do with Ferguson and stuff like that. I like to go off the recent history. And the recent history looks a lot better. Look, is today going to be an easy game? I don't think it is going to be easy, right? You've got Jim Ratcliffe, first game there after his 25% stake. You'd like to think it'll bio everybody up. They've got 5 or 6 players coming back from injury as well. So, and they're at home. With Tottenham, without Son, I think we've lost 6 of the last 10 Premier League games where Son hasn't been available. You go to the FA Cup game last week against Burnley. That's a piss poor Burnley backline. Teams have slaughtered that all season long. We slaughtered it earlier on in the season, but without some of our key players there, we're not as creative or as clinical. So I think that maybe evens the game out a little bit today. However, we need certain individuals to step up without the likes of Son. Son used to do it if Kane wasn't there. Kane used to do it if Son wasn't there. So we need other players to step up now in Son's absence. And hopefully today's the day to do it. There's no better day to do it than at Old Trafford. The whole world's eyes are on you. So, there's a few players. Brennan Johnson, time to announce himself that he's finally arrived. Kulu, he's been disappointed in the last few weeks against Burnley. Not one key pass and not one decent cross into the box. He needs to be a lot better. These players, and then Richarlison as well, wasteful against Burnley. He needs to take his opportunities today. So other players do need to step up. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. I hope I'm wrong because I don't want a tight game. I'd love us to smash them. I still have great memories of the 6-1 under Jose Mourinho.
Oh, but yeah.
Look, it's a big game.
Shout out Eric Lamela.
Yeah. Eric Lamela, and then that was absolutely beautiful. But look, today's a big game. It's a true test of Tottenham, the mentality, the character. What's our objectives? If we don't win today, you're probably more looking at top 4. If you win today, the title talk will continue just that little bit longer. Big game, big questions to be asked. Let's wait and see if we can get the answers. Big up Phil P. Sorry I'm late, my man. I do apologize. I know. I was going to welcome Dermo in, but he's gone now. So he'll be back in 1 second. We'll get Dermotron in there, but don't worry. Here he is. Dermo, how are you keeping, my man?
Yeah, sorry I'm a bit late, Dave. You did say half.
It's my fault. It's my fault. Yeah. I already said it. I thought it was a half 3. It wasn't. It was at 3.
Oh, well, there you go. Better late
We're
than
about 5
never.
seconds from lineup, by the way.
Yeah.
From lineup
Oh, I'm so excited.
I think it's going to answer a lot of questions. And honestly, if we had started on time, Dave, we would have been doing 30 minutes of maybe this, maybe that, maybe this. And you know what? Maybe we just I'm trying to look at the positive spin here, Dave, on our tardiness. I'm going to say our tardiness. I'm going to say Does the lineup? Did you see it?
Yeah, I'll bring it out.
It's
There's no
out.
clue in it.
It's
No
out.
Kulu in the starting
Ooh.
lineup. So
Oh
here is the starting
no.
lineup just quickly. We'll let
There's
Jacob
a
get back to making his point. I do apologise, but we've got Big Vic Venom Vicario in goals. One thing I will say quickly is he had to pull off 5 or 6 brilliant saves against Man United earlier on in the season in the first half. Might have to do the same again today. Pedro Porro on a high after his absolute screamer against Burnley. Romero and Van de Ven return. You know, I had a feeling, I was saying this to Jacko actually yesterday because Jack was like, you know, what Postecoglou did say, you know, that it might come too soon for Romero. I was saying to Jack, I think he's playing mind games personally. I think he's playing. But he returns and captains the side today, which is absolutely huge. Of course, no Son, no Madison. So, you know, Romero's the other vice captain, so he'll step in today. So Romero and Van de Ven are back in as a partnership with Edoji on the left. Højbjerg looks like we'll probably play in the skip with in the 6 maybe, with Bentancur and Skip playing ahead of him. Johnson on the right, Werner on the left, and it looks like so far Richarlison down the middle, but of course that could change. On the bench, Fraser Forrester, Brandon Austin, 2 goalkeepers on the bench. Emerson Royale, Dragusin, Dorrington, Donnelly, Santiago, and Brian Hill Messi. So look, not a lot of offensive options off the
2
bench.
goalkeepers, Dave. 2 goalkeepers on
2
the bench.
goalkeepers, 2 centre backs, 1 full back, and then 3 sort of attacking players. No real centre midfielders in there. So it does look like Bentancur will have to complete the full game, regardless whether he's fit enough or not. But look, Jacob, we'll get your sort of initial reaction on the lineup, and then we'll get Dermo's. I mean, Kulu's a huge loss, right?
Oh,
at
first I see Romero's face. I'm wearing the Romero kit that I got. This has Romero on the back, and I wore it this morning when I woke up to hopefully bring him some good spirits, because we need every help we can get. And honestly, to see the back 4, our ideal back, you know, Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, Udogie, I'm thankful. We are fortunate. I hope Romero's 100% fit. It's interesting. We were told 4 or 5 weeks on a hamstring injury, and then it ended up being 2 weeks on that hamstring injury. You know, Sean from Spurs Talk Show, he's speculated a little bit that maybe the signing of Raduski was the reason why now all of a sudden he's. I don't buy into that. I think that now he's rearing to go. At least we have a captain out there. One of the captains is there, and I think that is important. In my opinion, you know, Bentancur, when he came back the first time, he wasn't 100% fit, but him being back in the squad, he was poor, but everyone around him was better because of him. And I'm hoping that that'll be the same translation here. Now, where I start getting real worried, nervous, all those adjectives you want to use, is when I'm looking at this midfield of Højbjerg, Bentancur, and Skip. Who's the 10? Who is our creative there? I guess it has to be Benny. He has to be but he's so good at being that box to box, getting stuck in, pivoting with the ball, finding that progressive pass. That's what I like him doing. If he's waiting for Højbjerg or Skip to do that, we're going to be in trouble. We're absolutely going to be in trouble if we're waiting for Skip, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, to be that guy who is going to pick up the box like Basuma was doing so well those first 8 matches, picking the ball up in our box, turning, making a cut, being physical with the ball, or finding the outlet. Look, we are missing lots of creativity, but we will still be able to create chances with this. Now, the front 3, Johnson, Richarlison, and Werner, is kind of what everyone predicted. I'm glad to see that Werner's at 100% fitness. I would assume we need him to go out there and perform. I think Werner starting is better than Brian Hill starting, personally. But when I look at the bench, anytime you field 2 goalkeepers, what are we doing? What is the contingency plan there? I don't understand. I don't know why. Is it just we have to fill the roster?
They've no one else to call up, though, right? They loaned out Alfie Devine. They let Matthew Craig go as well out on loan and stuff like that. So, you know, they literally don't have anyone else in the midfield to call up. I mean, you could have called up Tyrese Hall, but he only played. I think he only played yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before in a cup
Lyons
game.
Foster? Lyons Foster, he's been around a while, right?
Brooks Lyons Foster. He's 22, 23, lad.
Yeah. It's kind of
he's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Who can you put on the bench? I hear you. It's stressful. I'm just Sessegnon, is he not? Not that makes me feel better seeing Sessegnon, but he can't. He was He was on the bench last match, but he can't make the bench 9 days later. Did he get injured again is my question. Again, like I heard Solomon was supposed to be back. Madison traveled with the team. I don't know. I'm not saying rush anyone back who's not ready. I'm concerned, although where I'm hinging a lot of my hope on is we will concede opportunities in front of our own net, but look, we have our ideal back four. We have our goalkeeper. We have some stability here, and that's at the back. Now the midfield is very unstable. The front line is a big question mark. But like you said in the beginning, Dave, Brennan Johnson, make this your I'm here to the world. What better place than the theater of dreams, or excuse me, the theater of screams, as I like to call it lately. But to me, this is the perfect opportunity for someone to step up and grab it. Like you said, Son's not here. Who's going to step up and take their opportunity? Last thing I want to say before we throw it to Dermot is all of our goals have been really well worked team goals, not individual brilliance. So it's not like we've been relying on Sonny to pick up the ball like he did in the Puskas goal that he got a few years back and carry it throughout the whole pitch and then go and finish it. We're not relying on such individual brilliance. It's more teamwork goals. So yes, we are missing a crucial piece to the automobile, but the car should still run. Now, it may not run as well, but we should be able to get to where we want to go, in my opinion. So that's how I kind of feel about the lineup. A little bit optimistic, a little bit pessimistic, kind of 50-50, not trying to sit on the fence, but really curious what Dermot thinks.
Yeah, just quickly before we throw it down to Dermot, a couple of people asking a couple of questions. Just quickly, Kulu, he had illness. It was 50-50 yesterday whether he was going to make it today. Clearly, he hasn't, so we wish him the full health. And people may be questioning why Romero over Dragusin. Look, I sort of said it in my pre-match or in my predicted lineup. I think if Romero is 100% ready to go, he starts because you need that leadership. You need some voice on the pitch, and that's what Romero is. Look, Darmo, I mean, it's conflicting, right? We've got our back line back that sort of propelled us into this position in the first place with the 10 games that we got off to at the start of the season. However, the midfield, forward line, no Son, no Kulu, no Madison, people like that. Are you maybe concerned about the creativity side of things today?
I am worried about that, but look, it is what it is. We can't change it. Look, it's the 11 that Ange can pick. It's the 11 that we have to go with. We have to go with it. Look, for me, I think Bentancur and Skip may be the holding sort of midfielders, and Højbjerg in that sort of playmaker. He does. Somebody said in the chat, and I do agree with it. He does play there for Denmark. And he does play in that playmaker role for Denmark. So I think that's where it could.
Okay,
look,
Dermot. Okay. Give me a little. All right.
It's great to see. It's great to see Romero back. I love the way how Jacob pronounces the names. It's just so brilliant. I love it. I wish I could do it. I absolutely love how he does it. It's like really South American magic when he comes on. It's like. I don't know how he does it. I love to do it, by the way. But look, it's great. We've got a captain there. I agree with you, Dave. We've got somebody that is a captain who can lead the back five. We've got Bentancur in there that can pick his magic. Bentancur is like the little magician that is going to be in that midfield. And we need Johnson and to step up today. I'm a massive Johnson fan. I think he will step up. Jacob's right. It is the theatre of nightmares. His chance to show United what I can do. And we've got Werner on the dance floor. I hate that song. But he's up front today, and can he grab a few goals? And Richarlison on the wing. Look, it's what we've got. Let's get behind the lads. Let's give them 100% because this team can beat this Man United team. This United side are beatable. They're very beatable. Let's do it. And I hope these lads give 110%. The likes of Højbjerg, Skip, have a bloody good game. That's all I ask.
No, look, I think you're right in the fact that, Postecoglou has already shown that despite having a weak inside, he can still get out there and sort of get them to get some results over the line. Yeah. So that gives me a bit of hope. Defense, like I've always, by the way, we are Tottenham TV fans. You'll be happy. I no longer you have to hear me moan about centre-back options at this football club, which is absolutely music to your ears. But look, when it comes to defense, you've always got that defense that now that it's back together, will keep you in games. But is it going to be as tight as it was in the first 10 games? Both of them coming back off injury, maybe it might take them a couple of games to hit the ground running again as a partnership. Going into the midfield, I mean, I'm blessing myself. I absolutely feel sorry for Bentancur. Look, with Skip, he's just absolutely missing in action. You know, all he does is walk around looking at the stars. Højbjerg, I think he's been a great servant to this football club, and he tries. But you know, it's his mind on a move elsewhere. He's already told the club that he wants out. And for me, that was the biggest area where we need to capitalize on Man United was that midfield. You put pressure on that midfield, you'll turn ball over, you'll keep them pen back in their half, and they will crack under the pressure. I think with them seeing that midfield, I think that gives them a bit more of confidence heading into this game. I'm also worried about the forward line. Look, I like Johnson. I really like Johnson. I think he's very exciting. He gets himself into great positions. But that rootless nature is not there. He's got time on his side, yes. But the reality is we now need him to step up. He has to become from a boy to a man. And today's the day to do that for Brennan Johnson. Richarlison, you know, he is our most informed forward. I can't believe I'm saying that. But he's our most informed forward right now. But against Burnley, didn't take the opportunities that came his way. We have to have a re-energized, refocused Richarlison today. Timo Werner, new signing coming in. Hopefully it means new club, new Werner. That would be absolutely nice. But realistically, let's be brutally honest. If any one of them three go on goals today, none of us Spurs fans are sitting here going, that's definitely in the back of the net, like we would with a Son or other players. We're sitting there hoping that it'll find the back of the net. And for me, I think it breeds a few problems for us. I don't think this game is going to be as easy, especially now after seeing the midfield with the forward line. But look, like I will say, is I just hope that everyone realises the opportunity that's there heading to Old Trafford tonight. Announce yourself on the world stage today. Put yourself in a title race. Blow Man United apart, and hopefully that can G everybody up, get them over the line, and really push on for a good 2024. But the lineup does concern me a little. Now, lads, let's get into it. I mean, Jacob, looking at that, you've got Richarlison, you've got Werner. Either of them could start down the middle. Either of them could start off the left. What do you think it's going to be personally?
It's got to be Werner down the left. I think I've watched a few videos. There's a lot of really good stuff out there on YouTube in regards to like how, like an example 442 video that I watched, they were explaining the differences of Timo Werner in the Premier League through the middle versus Timo Werner in the Premier League on the left wing. And honestly, on the left wing was where his passing stats were in the upper 90th percentile. His progressive carries, progressive passes, these kind of stats that I don't like to put a lot of stock in, but can give you an aspect into how a player did outside of goals and assists. This guy, he can be a cog in the machine as far as our attack goes, in my opinion, because the things that he did do well at Chelsea, which was carrying with the ball, pressing, relentless pressing, a lot of the characteristics that we look at from an Ange Postecoglou side, regardless of position, the off-ball work and the defensive work. Werner did those at Chelsea. All we remember of Werner at Chelsea was the compilations of misses, the highlight reel after highlight reel of miss in front of net, miss. But what I think he does do well, if he can give us that during his 6-month loan, he will be an absolutely great piece of loan business for 6 months, in my opinion, because what we need him to do is press when we're out of possession and have a smart high press. Richarlison's presses look better, but when Son comes back, it lends me to believe that maybe Werner through the middle or Son through the middle, Werner on the left, we have a much more lethal press from the front. But you know, when I'm looking here at United, you just pulled up United's lineup. Obviously, Onana's in net, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Højlund, Eriksen, Garnacho, Rafael Varane, Diego Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Evans, and Kobe Minu. Now, when I look at this lineup, everything there was what United fans were telling me they would start with, aside from Eriksen. They said McTominay would get the start over Eriksen, but Eriksen does get the start. To me, he's not the old 2-3 that we've known, the old 2-3 that we loved. He ain't that Christian Eriksen anymore. So I ain't really concerned. You get me? It don't matter who you put in there. Again, for me, the opponent is. It doesn't matter when it comes to what we're trying to do, because it don't matter who we're playing. We're going to play the same way, right? We're going to do what we're trying to do with the ball, off the ball, etc. So again, Dave, when we're looking at our front line, Johnny Evans, Varane was great at Madrid, but this season has not been great. Diego Dalot, he's actually probably their best option there in the back line. And then Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a player who I don't even know if he was injured or what, but I ain't heard good things about him in the last 2-3 years. So
Look,
the
that
way I
back
see
line,
it, no
yeah.
excuse. No excuses for us. We have bad people. We have our best players out. They have some of their better players out. We're not 100%. They're not 100%. Look, we're all bruised and banged up at this juncture in the season. It's just a matter of who wants it more today.
Look, I completely take the argument. You know that back line, it's definitely gettable. At. I'm just worried how we're going to get the ball into the forward players and who's going to be that sort of creator. Johnson, he's one for me that relies with players playing the ball over the top for him. That's where his biggest threat is. Richarlison relies on people putting the ball into the box for him. Werner also relies on service. You know, there's no one across that front three that will really get on the ball and create things, make magic. So although the United backline is gettable, I do sort of question who's going to be pulling the strings, where the creativity is going to come from in that regard. But look, it's a big game. Eriksen, I just hope he doesn't turn up today. You know, I just hope he doesn't score. That'd absolutely kill me. But Dermo, looking at United midfield, Bruno Fernandes, Christian Eriksen in there, Manu in there. I mean, Bentancur's going to have a big job on his hands today, right?
He is going to have a massive job in his hand. Look, I don't think that United midfield is anything special. Apart from, I've been impressed with Mino. I think he's been impressive. He really has been impressive. Bruno Fernandes, moaning Mini, who just likes falling down at a breath of fresh air went past him, he'd probably fall down, clutching his left ankle. Look, we got to be confident. Look, Jacob is right. They've got a few injuries. We've got a few injuries. Who wants it more? And I just feel we're going to want it more. And I don't think United today, half of them players on that 11 do not want to play under Ten Hag. That is going to be the biggest question. Are them players going to turn up for their manager? Where I don't think they will, even with Jim Ratcliffe there as well. Today could be a very big day for Manchester United, and it's a day for Tottenham to take the opportunity. We're all behind our manager. Everyone's behind everyone else. We're there man for man. We've got to take this opportunity because this United team are gettable. They're not. They're not prepared to put it on the line for their manager. They're gettable. Let's get at them.
What I want to also throw out there, Dave and Dermot, is, you know, I'm seeing a lot of the chat saying there's no creativity, we're lacking, and I agree. Kulusevski gone is a huge miss for us. But where I do feel some more hope that we will have some help in that midfield is obviously Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro are going to be pushing high, inverting in there. So I really think that that's an opportunity for one of them as well to shine for me. Because this is a midfield where Kobe Minu is what Manchester United fans are saying going to be the best midfielder on the pitch. And now myself and other Spurs fans were saying, well, maybe Bentancur can be that guy. We'll find out. But for me, he's going to have, as a 10, is now going to be very much on the shoulders of Højbjerg and Skip to stop the Manchester United side. So my thought going forward, how we can find some creativity is through those channels when we invert our fullbacks. It has to be because it's not. As much as I want it to be Højbjerg, as much as I love the fact that he pinged some really good balls and got Harry Kane the record with one of them. As much as I love all that, this is Manchester United, and I don't think he's going to get this freedom that he had when we broke that record. I don't think Højbjerg on the ball. I need him to be quicker and I need him to be cleaner. And if we can get that Højbjerg, then maybe in the midfield we can win that battle. But let's not forget, versus Burnley, a very bad midfield side, we were overrun in the midfield. Yeah, we maintained the ball, we controlled the ball, but we were overrun, out physicaled by them and by Bournemouth in the midfield. But that is an alarming thing.
We also didn't create a lot. But like to your point about others stepping up, right? I've said this myself about Adosia. I think he gets himself into great positions in the final third. But sometimes rather than pull the trigger and have a go himself, he likes to pass on the responsibility when maybe the option to shoot is on. But Pedro Porro stepped up last week against Burnley with an absolute worldie, right? But then that also sort of goes to my point. Where's the creativity going to come from? If you struggle to break down that Burnley team and they still got joy out of us going forward and stuff like that, let's not forget they missed a real sitter right at the end, sort of last kick of the game. Where's that going to come from today? I don't see it. With United, we all know they're going to sit in and they're going to look to hit us on the counter, and they've got the speed and they've got the directness to do it. We have to remember, you don't have Papa Matasar in there turning the ball over like he usually does, since he's going to be a huge miss in there. You know, he also, how much does he help out Porro down that right-hand side? He's going to be a huge miss in that regard.
Yeah.
And with us, I just don't trust us, because our game is we like to keep them pinned back in, knocking the ball around and wait for the opening, right? We don't have good enough players to be able to keep that ball consistently the way we would if we had Madison, Son, and stuff like that, which I think that then makes me feel United will get joy on the counter if they're willing to work hard out of possession. So I'm worried in that regard. I'm worried on both aspects. Are we good enough to keep the ball today to be able to play the way we want to play? But on the other side, are we going to be combative enough to be able to stop Man United's counters? Let's not forget, earlier on in the season, bar Vicario pulling off 6 games, they could have been out of sight in the first half with some of the saves he's made. So the warning signs are there. It's there. I just hope, like you guys are saying, everyone realizes the opportunity that's there for them today and they go and take it. Look, I want to be surprised. I really do want to be surprised. And there's not much more Ange can do with what he's got available to him.
But look,
I am a bit nervous.
Yeah, look, I have to say, look, I can understand where you're coming from, Dave, and I think it's a very good point that the midfield, the likes of Højbjerg, Skip, do have to stand up today. Johnson has to make himself and stand up as well and to be counted. But United, you have to take United are not the team they once were. They've lost games this season where they shouldn't have lost.
Don't.
Rashford,
I think you're missing Dermot. They turned over Aston Villa 3-2 at their place.
Yeah, but you look at that. Yeah, I know I don't. But you look at players. Rashford hasn't been great this season. You look at half the United players who do not want to play under Ten Hag. You take that into account, and you look. That's a very massive factor where players do not want to play for your manager. You've got players, Tottenham, that do want to play for Ange. They're all behind him. And you get a restless Old Trafford. When that crowd turns on the players, you're going to get into a toxic area. That would be us. That would be Tottenham. We have to keep that the fans quiet for the first 10, 15 minutes. If we can get that fans turning on their own team, then I think that's half the battle, because then the players then will go back into their shells. They'll start making mistakes, and we can start picking them off. And I think it's very important. The first 15 minutes of this game is vital. If we can get hold of that midfield, within the first 15 minutes and get an early goal, I think it's a platform we can work off. But we've got to get United and the fans turning on them, because if we can do that, I think that's half the battle, in my opinion.
The way you do that, Dermot, is you go and get 2 in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
we do that, you take the crowd out of it. Hey, an empty theater, there's no movies to be seen.
Exactly, Jacob. Bang on.
Yeah, that's what we have to do, though. We have to take them early chances. In other games where we haven't, we've been done in.
Yeah,
so I think you're right, Dermot. That first 15 minutes is crucial. I get what you're saying, that maybe are they as much of a team as Spurs? Are they as together? But one thing I will say is, when it looks like Ten Hag's on the verge of getting the sack, they step up and win that game. Also, Jim Ratcliffe is there. After the takeover, the fans could be up for it, feeling like new era, time to push on. The squad could end up doing the same. Look, this game is in the balance. It could really go either way. I just hope we have enough on the day. I do hope you're right, Dermot, that our togetherness and our commitment to the cause will sort of be able to get us over the line. But look, guys, we'll go around, get everyone's score predictions. We'll let them plug the channels as well, and then we'll end off, because I know the boys need to get going with their watch-alongs, and we've all got our own watch-alongs to do as well. So look, we'll start with you, Jacob. What's your score prediction? And I'm going to put your link in. Where can people find you? Just quickly, first of all, Adrian Tria says, any concerns that Fernandes will target Romero?
Penendez targets everyone. No one is safe from Penendez. He will take a chomp out of the grass with his teeth. We know this to be true, Adrian. Gia, what I would also say is, I don't like watching Bruno Fernandes play. I'm sorry. He's a great football. He's got great skills, but the extracurriculars is where I get real upset with him. So he's not just going to target Romero. He's targeting everyone. Whoever touches him, looks at him, breathes on him, he will complain. He will cry about it. That is a given. But were we doing score predictions or were we running?
Yeah, score predictions and then tell us where people can find you, my man.
Yeah. So score predictions for me, I think, some people are saying it's going to be a high scoring game. I agree in the sense that it's going to be end to end. I think it will be a back and forth affair, a good fun watch for the neutrals and a nail biting watch for us. But that's kind of what we've grown to love, right? And I think it's going to be not as high scoring as we think. I'm saying a 2-1 Tottenham win. But the XG on today's will probably have 8 goals, but today I'm saying 3 because I think they're going to miss their chances. The Vicario is also going to save some chances. I think we are going to miss some chances, and their keeper might save some chances or a clearance off the line kind of thing. So I think we're not going to be clinical. They're not going to be clinical. It's just about who can be clinical enough. And I think we will edge them in that category. I think Timo Werner is going to score the game-winning goal. It's just in this. It's written. It feels like destiny for me that they wanted Timo Werner. We said no, we'll take him. He comes here. He scores on his debut. Everyone's been laughing at the Timo Werner deal. How better to shut everybody up from laughing at the 6-month loan deal than to get a goal on your debut and start off the GA right. He gets a goal and assist. Oh, we're cooking with hot grease, baby. So I'm saying 2-1 Tottenham win. Werner's getting involved somehow, some way. And you can find me at United Spurs of America, America's #1 Tottenham Hotspur fan channel. So if you want to hang out with some more of me, you can find me there below. And honestly, I think it's going to be a fun match. I think it's going to be one of those don't look away kind of matches because it's going to be end to end, in my opinion. If it's not, I'll be disappointed because I think our midfield, their midfield, we're all going to lend each other chances. We're going to lend each other opportunities. So, yeah, I'm saying 2-1. Timo Werner somehow, some way is going to get it done. Got to.
I really do. I really do hope so. But guys, please do get over, check out Jacob's channel whenever you get a chance and show him the love he deserves. Big up, Jacob. Really appreciate your time today. Just quickly, just sort of rumors circulating on social media that Maddison was supposed to be on the bench today. However, he got ill with the same illness that Kulu got. So, but apparently Maddison will be back fit and firing for the next game. Tron, what's your score prediction, my man, and where can people find you?
I'm just going to put the link in now, Dave. Sorry.
I've got it up there. I've got it up.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Good man. Yeah, you can find me on THFC till I die. Your home of Tottenham, past, present, and the exciting future under Mr. Ange Postecoglou as the mighty Ange takes us to the promised land and Tottenham back to glory. Yeah, I am Dermatron. I am the Romotron, as people like to call me, because of the transfer window as well. You can find the very latest over there. All the breaking news on transfer news. We've got watch-alongs, we've got pre-match, post-match, we've got the Cockerel Clock podcast every Saturday, and of course, we're doing a little bit of history of the FA Cup with Spurs. During this last 30, 40, 50 years, my score prediction today, Dave, I'm going for a 3-0. I'm going to stick to my guns. I went it on your channel. I'm sticking to my guns. 3-0 Tottenham today. Because I'm deluded. I am a Spurs fan, and I think we're going to win every game 3-0. But thank you for letting me come on to WeAreTottenham TV. It's an absolute honor to come on here with two great guys, legends above me as well, and Ben Nassim as well. So thank you very much, and very grateful. So thank you.
I appreciate your time, Dermatron, and everybody, please get over and check out THFC till I die when you get a chance as well. And, and make sure you smash the subscribe on these boys' channels. It's just a nice way to say thank you for their time. But look, just quickly, I'm going to give mine and then I'm going to end off and let the boys sort of get their watch along up and running and hand you over to studio. But look, for me, I'll be honest, I think it's going to be a tight, cagey affair. I question where the creativity is going to come from. Worried about the midfield. My only hope is that the back line can hit where they were for the first 10 games and keep United out and give us a real opportunity to sort of go on and win this game. Look, I'm going to go 1-0 Tottenham. Usually I'm a 3-1 guy or a 2-1 guy or something like that.
Come on, Dave. You can do better than that.
Dave.
Come on, Dave.
No, look, that's the way I see it. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a real nail biter. You look at some of the other games where we've got over the line. Bournemouth, nail biter towards the end, Burnley, nail biter, stuff like that, whether we like it or not. Yes, we're getting over the line in some games and some games we're not, but these injuries and these suspensions have had an impact over the last 10 games. So, look, I'm going to go a tight 1-0 win today. There is a stat. The last, Suns missed the last 10 Premier League games that Sun has missed. We've lost 6 of them. So that's very telling in that regard as well. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go.
How many of that was this year?
Huh?
How many of that was this year? How many of that
Doesn't
was with
matter
Ainge
whether it's-
Postecoglou?
That's a very good point, Jacob. That's a very good point.
Because
sir.
that's my reason of saying it doesn't matter historically. We're not good at Old Trafford. We have Ainge Postecoglou. Anything's possible with that guy in charge.
Jesus, I spent a life as a kid growing up, right, losing at Old Trafford. Last time we went up there when I was a kid, when Jesus was a baby. I mean, that's how long ago. I mean, we've had an awful record at Old Trafford. So look, look, come on, Dave, you could do better than this. Where's the inner Dave in you?
Look, like people can sit here and say I'm not being positive enough or whatever. I don't mind, because on the other side, people call me happy clapper and everything else. So I really don't give a shit what people's opinions are of me. Look, I'm just going to be honest. I think it's going to be a 1-0. You know, I could sit here and, you know, pretend it's all happy clappy in the Rose Garden, sit here saying we're going to smash them up 4 or 5-0. But I wouldn't be true to myself. I don't think we are. I think when I look at the lineup, you know, we're missing a lot more. Like in games previous where we've got all along, we've had Son, we've had Kulu. We're missing them today. You know, huge losses, stuff like that. So I do think it's going to be a tight game. I hope I'm proven wrong. But look, I'm going to go Tottenham 1-0. Every other week, I give a good prediction. I think we're going to smash things. But this one, I genuinely don't see it happening. So I'm going to stay true to myself and go with a 1-0. And if you do like me, you know, for staying true to myself, please get over and check out my channel, The Irish Hotspur. That's where you can find me if you want to hear more of what I have to say. But look, I want to apologize to all you guys out there viewing in, because I was late, and I do apologize for that. I'm not taking your time or anything that you give up to watch us for granted. I just genuinely mixed up the times, you know, because I've got to, every match day, basically, I've got to plan when the kickoff is, then when the WeAreTottenhamTV pump is, then to put my own show up and stuff like that. So it's a lot of timing. But today I was half an hour out. So yeah, look, that's where you can find me, over at the Irish Hotspur, your boy Big Dave. But look, we are going to end off now. Let the guys get going. As always, come on, you Spurs. In the mighty hands we trust. We never stop. Let's go.
Come on, you Spurs.
Spurs.